Breakneck City Review. And go ahead and mash up those like and subscribe buttons for more content. Welcome Switchheads, and I hope you had a very good new year, and welcome back to the grind. And what we've got here is a retro-inspired beat-em-up that can be played in co-op 1 or 2 player, and you can pick either character in single player. Control-wise is quite simple: interact button, jump, punch, and a dash, which is really weird when you see it in action. That interaction button I mentioned can also be used to pick up weapons, which you can also select on the fly. The actual battling is, well, basically like a normal beat 'em up. You know, you punch, you kick, but you can go up, down, left, right, and even up and down stairs through doors as you actually progress in this, well, side-scrolling beat 'em up. And that also throws in a couple of curveballs, like you can go upstairs and across and all sorts of different things, which I thought was quite unique and quite cool as well. The enemies come in different styles, some that you have to use a bit tactics to actually defeat, and some that are just like cannon fodder, you just beat them up and shirk them off. There are, however, kind of like bigger, like middle boss type characters, or at least that's how I found it. And then kind of boss characters, which to me were okay. And as usual in this sort of game, it took a bit of, getting to know the patterns of the actual character and also using your dash, which still looks weird when you use it. The story as such that it is basically you need to save your favourite video store from being bashed in by a nasty group of dickheads. It's actually quite an old story, but a good one to, set up things like this. There are some funny elements to this game, and also some pretty cool moves that you can pull off using the environment. That and the fact that if you push or hit someone into a wall or object like that, then they take damage as well, which is pretty cool, and sometimes the only way to dispatch certain enemies. The controls, however, I found a little bit floaty in a way. It certainly reminded me of retro games that I've played in the past, of course, that were kind of similar. And I suppose if that is really what they were going for, then they've nailed it really well. And someone that's into this sort of retro game will really get a kick out of it. But if they weren't going for it and they were going for tight controls, but it came out like this, then I think they failed. So let's just go off the first one I said, and well done, you've nailed that retro control feeling. The environments have definitely also got that retro feel to them, but I did enjoy the fact that you can move in and out of the actual screen and sort of like through doors onto the next screen whilst flowing quite seamlessly. And I really did feel like it added an extra, dimension, which is obviously what it was going for, to the actual gameplay. Mostly all the battling you'll be doing is all in a set area, so you'll just move on, be blocked off from going like left and right, battle, move on to the next bit. And that's fine with me, that's the way it used to be done, and they are obviously going for that retro feeling, and they've nailed it there as well. I just have this feeling that if you're not into so much retro-ness, you may not enjoy this game at all. But I guess this sort of thing is aimed for a certain personage. The game can also get a little bit samey, but then again it's not a massively long game either, so it probably wouldn't bother you that much as well. As for the sound, well, it's okay, it does what you'd expect it to do, but the music was, to me, very annoying, and I had to turn it down, I have to be honest with that, because I just found it a little bit annoying, and maybe that's just my tastes. The good, it's definitely nailed that retro feeling in practically every aspect. I did like the fact that it's in like a 3D environment where you can move around kind of freely and up, down and left, right and all that lot, and the fighting reflects that quite well as well, although you do need to keep an eye on every angle when playing the game. I did like the fact that you can pick up weapons, that was pretty cool, and also using the environment and things around you like boxes and the like to actually destroy enemies was pretty cool as well. The bad. The music definitely wasn't my cuppa. The controls felt a little bit, floaty. Wasn't 100% sure about that, and the fact that it does become a little bit samey and it's a little bit short as well. So let us talk scores, shall we? Well, basically I'm going to give Breakneck City a 3 out of 5. It was good, I just don't think it was like really my sort of bag, but I did get some enjoyment out of it. I definitely think that it's only going to be for a certain type of person. And I'm pretty sure you know who you are. And now let's talk about alternatives, shall we? Well, basically I'm going to go for, the biggest one really. And yes, you've guessed it, Streets of Rage 4. Basically, it's meant to be really good. I've not played it yet, but I hear only good things about it. So, if you're thirsty for some more, bad guys to beat up, head on over there afterwards. And why not hit that like and subscribe button to help the channel out, and also to be updated with all my latest content. Also, come and see us in our community Discord, where we're just a load of like-minded people that like to chat about, Nintendo Switch mainly. And things to do with the Nintendo Switch. Because life is better when we switch together.